This is my favorite story we've ever done.
This is going to be the most unhinged, the most front-packed episode of Game Linked that'll ever exist.
Destiny 2 enjoyers have used the made-up Glorbo to launch the second campaign in the war against AI-generated articles. It's pretty brutal.
Several thousands died.
But Glorbo was okay. I'm Riley Murdoch, this is Game Linked, and this is the second time a community has rallied around making up references to an in-game feature or person or something called Glorbo.
It's all nouns, person, places, things, and ideas.
Glorbo is all. After the World of Warcraft community pulled off the trick last week, players posted and commented in the Destiny 2 subreddit this time about a made-up secret boss, okay, that's what it is, called Glorbo. And others played along in the comments by making up things like Glorbo's brother, Glub Glub, from the Season of the Tokyo Drifter, which I believe released just after the Too Glorbious expansion.
I wonder if you know how to hunt down Glub Glub now.
While the WoW community stunt seemed to only snag one lazy AI writer, this Destiny 2 stunt tricked at least 2 AI-generated publications into discussing strategies on how to defeat Glorbo.
Little did they know they were already defeated by him.
They even managed to trick the acclaimed AI writer Kerem Gulen. Or is his name Florian Maximiliano? Because there's 2 articles with the same name. The poor AI must have been so embarrassed after falling for Glorbo that he created a new pen name. That, or he decided to take a new name after converting to Italianism. When he feels a little differently, he changes the name.
He's name fluid. That's the influence of Glorbo.
That's what Glorbo will do to him.
Glorbo accepts everyone.
That's what Glorbo will do. CD Projekt Red has announced that it will be laying off 100 employees, around 9% of its workforce, after deciding that it is overstaffed all of a sudden. What are you all doing here? A surprising conclusion given a well-earned reputation for unsustainable work hours and brutal crunch on both The Witcher and Cyberpunk 2077. They were just doing it for fun. A reputation they were supposedly trying to move away from with their upcoming Phantom Liberty expansion.
Ironic.
The idea being that just because you're making a game about a soulless corporate dystopia doesn't mean you have to live in one. To be fair, the studio's payroll has more than quadrupled since the publication of The Witcher 3. Likewise, the laid-off workers were given severance pay and plenty of warning about the change. Okay. And besides, CD Projekt Red aren't that busy. They've only got a Cyberpunk sequel, 3 new Witcher titles, plus a full remake of the OG Witcher game, and an original IP in the works. How many employees could they possibly need, Michael? 10?
I don't care for Joe. That's why I fired him.
I don't care for jobs. The PC port for former PlayStation exclusive Ratchet and Clank A Rift Apart released yesterday, causing fans to again question whether developer Insomniac was being truthful when they said the game couldn't launch on PS4 due to its slow hard drive, or if they were telling what's known in the industry as a business lie. It's like a normal lie, but it only wears suits and tweets about crypto. While doing extensive testing on the port, Digital Foundry tried running it on a minimum spec PC with an authentic PS4 hard disk. And, like a physicist in a sci-fi movie, the PC was very resistant to ripping holes in space-time.
Think of the repercussions!
Marty! Think of your kids, Marty! Oh! Having said that, a higher-end PC with a faster 7200 RPM hard drive ran surprisingly well. What doesn't run well is ray tracing on AMD graphics cards. Despite ray tracing running fine on the PS5's AMD chip, some driver issues are preventing ray tracing on PC. Because if the Radeon drivers always worked as intended, well, half of AMD's staff would be out of a job. But it's not all bad news. Rift Apart's PC port is officially Steam Deck verified, and reportedly, Armored Core 6 will be fully supported on the Steam Deck as well when it releases next month. Now, that's not the only similarity to Ratchet and Clank. Armored Core will also have melee and gun combat, and you will control a cat-like alien. At least I can assume. We can't see inside the mech, but what else is gonna be in there?
I like to think it's my persona.
Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Best Buy. All right, gamers, we know you hate to hear it, but I'm gonna say the S word. School. Don't skip ahead though, because you wanna hear this next S word too. Savings!
And what about this S word? Salma Hayek.
Whoa, let's calm down here. That's right, Best Buy is holding their back to school sale, and you can save big on brands like Sony, HP, Logitech, and more. Upgrade your back to school setup today with Best Buy and check out their sale at the link below. The gaming world may have stopped caring about bits after the N64, 64-bit, you know, but we're never gonna stop loving these quick little boys. Little quick little bits. An update to Rockstar's site added a new reference within their internal games list titled Red Dead Redemption, Rockstar Presents Ver, And last month, Korea's Game Rating and Administration Committee released a brand new classification for Red Dead Redemption. And it isn't for a long overdue PC port of RDR1 because the classification number indicates it's a console game. Now, if the rumors are true, I can't wait to re-experience John Marston's quest to kill his old gang members that I just spent hours befriending in the prequel. Oh no, my friends. I've never played the game.
You ruined it.
I'll play the remaster though. The dates and events for the 2023 EVO Fighting Game Tournament have been announced. The first event is a surprise-filled panel from Arc System Works, the studio behind Dragon Ball FighterZ, Guilty Gear, and Persona 4 Arena. What are the surprises? That last one is important because a reputable leaker claimed a new Persona fighting game was in development. So it's possible one of the surprises will be giving the world a new opportunity to make Japanese teens punch each other in the face with JoJo stands. I'm glad you understood that reference.
I wrote it.
That explains it. Earlier this week, Owlcat Games introduced an invasive new player tracking tool, Apps Flyer, to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. They then removed it just a day later in response to the wrath of their righteously pissed off player base, who were blocked from playing a game they had already bought unless they accepted the new end user license agreement.
Bought 2 years ago.
Jeez. AppFlyer tracks the exact time when the game is launched and the platform it's launched from, as well as players' IP address, their OS, their shoe size, and their favorite brand of underwear. Then, cross-references it all with data from advertisers, so you can see why they'd be upset.
Some of those were jokes.
My underwear brand can only be known by my dog when it pulls it down at the beach.
And my wife.
After we saw the old Xbox 360 era Call of Duty servers revived last week, Microsoft has fixed and even improved matchmaking for the original Gears of War trilogy now. It's spreading. Now, old fans of the series can relive it in all of its gritty brown glory, and new fans who missed its heyday can play the original as it was meant to be played. Here's hoping we see further resurrections of classic 360 titles. Personally, I'm holding out for Ride to Hell, Retribution, Metacritic's second lowest rated game of all time. Do it, or you're a coward, Microsoft.
That one's great because when you're driving the motorcycle and you crash into a wall, there's no crash, it just fades to black and puts you back to where you started from.
And Nickelodeon surprised quite a few people, I imagine, by unveiling Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. The sequel is coming to every possible platform, including Xbox One and PS4, the two consoles that Nintendo famously claimed couldn't handle Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Wait,
well, that's
really?
why they didn't release it on them.
Not only are the developers upgrading the cheap-looking visuals of the first game, they're also adding new characters. Most importantly, they announced James Isaac Neutron. How does he get his hair like that? This is just like when Smash announced Sephiroth, but 1,000 times better. We're serious.
Jimbo!
And your life will be 1,000 times better if you come back on Tuesday for more Game Linked. Unless you want me to think you hate me. You wouldn't want me to think that, would you, Jeffrey? Jeffrey? Jeffrey, no!